Chapter 16, Old Flames. The afternoon sun shimmered over Barry Island. Heat rising in waves off the sand and shimmering across the tarmac of the promenade. Seagulls wheeled overhead, their cries sharp against the background noise of arcade music, the distant clatter of rides and the hum of voices. The scent of chips and salt and sunscreen filled the air, familiar and heavy. Decima and Daniel walked side by side, shoes off, the sand warm beneath their feet. They hadn't planned this trip, just drifted here, drawn by the day's heat, the pull of the sea. Daniel's hand brushed hers occasionally, a quiet, grounding presence. They reached the stretch of cafes near the seafront, Bay 5, tables out on the decking, girls in bikinis lounging with cold drinks, sunglasses perched on their heads, legs stretched out for the sun. And there he was. Lee, leaning casually against the rail, coffee in hand, a white shirt unbuttoned at the collar, sleeves rolled up, sunglasses hooked in the neckline. His hair was a messy, deliberate blend of blonde streaked through deep brown, tousled like it was meant to be that way. He still had that grin, lazy, slow, sharp. And those eyes, deep. Ocean blue, too bright, too knowing, like they could see right through you. The girls were giggling, nudging each other, throwing glances at Lee like they couldn't help it. Early 20s, bikini small, legs long, bums half bared as they shifted and posed, laughing too loudly. One of them murmured, "Oh my God, that's Lee. Have you seen him? He's like Leo DiCaprio, but better." Decima froze, the breath catching in her throat. Lee's gaze cut through the noise and landed on her, that grin sharpening, dangerous in a way it hadn't been before. "Decima Watkins," he called, voice lazy, smooth, familiar in a way that made her stomach twist. "Didn't think I'd see you back here." Daniel's presence shifted, solid, quiet, but the air around him changed, tense. A flicker of energy passed between them, protective, fierce. Lee stepped forward, moving like he owned the space. Like everyone else was just an audience. His grin softened, but there was something sharp behind it. "You look good, Dick," he murmured, eyes raking over her in a way that made her stomach turn. "Better than I remember." The girls around him giggled, whispering, watching the scene like it was entertainment. Decima's heart raced, but it wasn't excitement. It was heat rising in her chest, old memories pressing down, squeezing her lungs tight. Daniel's hand brushed hers again, steady, grounding, a pulse of quiet heat. Lee's eyes flicked to him, a flash of something in his gaze. "This him, yeah? The new guy?" Daniel's voice was low, controlled. "I'm Daniel." Lee's smile didn't fade, but it sharpened, like the glint of something dangerous in sunlight. "Well, looks like you've been busy." Decima's breath caught, the weight of old feelings pressing in. It wasn't just that Lee looked good, it was that everyone wanted him. He had always been the one, the boy every girl wanted to be seen with, the one who could walk into a room and make it his without even trying. And for a while, she thought she'd been different. Special. She thought it meant something. The way he held her hand, the way he whispered her name like it mattered, like she wasn't just another girl. She'd really liked him. She liked the way he laughed when she teased him, the way he'd nudge her, that slow, lazy grin just for her, like they were sharing some secret, the way he made her feel like she mattered. But there were always other girls. They hovered around him like moths to a flame. The ones in bikinis now, tan lines sharp against their skin, legs crossed just so, bums half bared as they leaned in, waiting for him to look. And she had been naive enough to think she was enough, that she could hold his attention, keep him close, make him stay. Lee had wanted her, he made that clear. He wanted her in a way that felt like a thrill, a secret, like he'd chosen her out of everyone. But it was always just a moment. She had thought it would last. They would last. But the longer she stayed, the more she felt like she was standing on the edge of something that wasn't hers, like she was reaching for something that didn't belong to her, like no matter how much he said she was different, she would never be the only one. She had wanted him. God, she had wanted him. But she didn't want to be just another girl. She wanted to matter. And with Lee, she hadn't. That was why she walked away. Not because she stopped wanting him, but because she realized she wanted more. More than the thrill, the chase, the competition. More than a boy who couldn't stop looking at everyone else. More than someone who would never see her the way she needed to be seen. She had walked away because she had to. Because if she stayed, she would have lost herself. And she wasn't willing to do that. Daniel's voice cut through the noise. Low, firm, but gentle in a way that wrapped around her like an anchor. "You are enough, Decima. Her breath caught. His eyes were steady on hers, quiet, fierce. Don't ever think you weren't. The bond pulsed warm and sure, his presence steady, holding her steady too. Decima swallowed, the weight in her chest easing, just a little. Daniel's hand brushed hers again, not claiming, not controlling, just there. And as they walked on, leaving Lee and his audience behind, the heat of the bond thrummed between them, steady and strong. Lee's voice drifted after them, smooth and too easy. See you around, Deck. But Decima didn't look back. She wasn't his story anymore.